Hi, this is Jack Austin from jackaustin.com and Quantum Breakthroughs, and I just want to talk about a case study working with a client that I'll refer to as A, and how he moved from headaches and sinus problems on a regular basis to what he called my Zen. And it turns out that we knew each other, and he gave me a call the 1st of February, and we were looking at doing some volunteer work with an organization we were part of. But what really became apparent to me was that he was having problems. There was something up that he wasn't voicing, and it just seemed like there was something going on. So I asked him, I said, are you open to some coaching in this moment? And he said that he was. And as we dug into that coaching, what really became apparent was that he had a lot of really unsupportive thinking going on, and it was really self-defeating, and he was in a sense of overwhelm because of it, and he felt really, really bad. And so this is what's called, banging your head against the proverbial wall, right? It's not the real wall outside of you where, you would actually do physical damage, but it's the interior wall where you're going around and around about the same stuff that's unproductive and really not beneficial. And, he was unaware of that. That's what he was doing. So as I questioned even further into his purpose, it became apparent that he was around shame, guilt, apathy, grief, and fear was where he's spending a lot of his time, where a lot of his thinking was. And this is a survival area. If this were a funnel that had liquid in it, there would be a very strong sucking sensation right here, and it would threaten to, suck you down the tube. And this is what, is a survival piece that the brain, warns us against, but it also generalizes tremendously about stuff. What he wanted in his life was love, joy, peace, and he thought making more money was going to get it for him. But making more money in the wrong context didn't do it. So about 50 minutes into the call, he gets into an alpha state. There's resonance and coherence between his heart and his brain. And like the Institute of Heart Math says, it's a contentment state, and he was in a very strong place. We were done. It was pretty obvious. 75 minutes into the call, it seemed like we were mutually agreed that we were done, but I had forgotten to offer him an opportunity to follow up. So I texted him about 20 minutes after the call, and this is what he sent back. Love it. My sinuses are cleared up and my headache is gone. Effing amazing. And the irony is that I didn't even know that he had a headache. 48 hours later, he became a client, and turns out that, 3 months in, he's having this experience because he was having problems with his relationships and his business relationships and personal relationships. And now life is amazing. He just wanted to share that with me. 5 months into our coaching together, and he's working on a foundation. His father's going to be involved in it. It's going to be a legacy wealth thing because of how much money he's making. 8 months in, I'm spend some time with his youngest son and his oldest son, and his youngest son decides he wants a brother, and he wants him named Jack. And that's extremely heartwarming. Thinking I was making a difference is one thing. Knowing that it was impacting such a young boy in that way was really powerful. And month 11, he gets an opportunity to actually disconnect fully from work for 48 hours. And he hadn't done that. He'd been on business trips. He'd been, he'd played and so forth, but he hadn't really just totally disconnected yet. And this was a new business. It didn't have 12 months under its belt yet. So he was really, had a little bit of a sense of trepidation, and his brain, was sending warning signals, but his heart was stronger, and he knew that, he could handle it. So because of all the work that we had done here, he said yes, and he felt really confident about it. And the irony is that then all of the work that we had integrated, because he went out to play with the men, he went 4x4ing and off-roading and quadding and shooting guns and hanging out around campfires. His inner balance tipped from dark to light, and in a permanent way, where he felt really totally permanently grounded. He had this sense of inner clarity. And of course, in the afternoon, he had to go back to his home, and his phone blew up with text messages and voicemails because, he'd been out of touch. It turned out there was a problem with a client account, and the virtual assistant couldn't really handle it all on their own. And the irony is that it didn't bother him. He had such a strong inner state of Zen within him. It was like he had his own garden that he was carrying around in his back pocket. And this event didn't even freak him out like it would have done before we had gotten our coaching in. And he would have pounded the dash in the past, but now it didn't even bother him. His heart rate didn't go up. He handled everything in 10 minutes, and he just enjoyed the ride home. And that's what's available for my clients, and that's what's available for you. What I'm offering you here is an opportunity to go to www.jackaustin.com, schedule a complimentary business breakthrough session by scrolling down the page and getting to the register for a session here now, and go on to my calendar and schedule that time, because this is an opportunity for you to discover where your inner Zen is located, where your inner peace and your non-survival self is located, your inner wisdom is located, and the opportunity is priceless. Now, there may be a chance that we work together in the future, and then there may not be. There is absolutely no commitment that you are making to working together, but there is an opportunity to discover more about your inner purpose and more about your inner strengths. So, with that in mind, go schedule that session now. And this is Jack Austin wishing you a fantastic day, much love, and impact in the world like you want to make for fulfillment in your life. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a fantastic day.